Fastened List. This is Preeti. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We're going to make 3 really quick and easy Valentine's Day card using our new stamp which was released in January. This is called the Bear Hugs Enclosed Set. And as I said, it's going to be really easy because this is really last minute, you know that. So I've just gone ahead and taken 3 white cardstocks here, which I have pre-cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay a scene for my stamping. So here I've taken this bear that is sitting, and then this mailbox. Now, ignore the mailbox that is floating up there and it is short. We'll do some we'll make some changes and make sure that everything is perfectly aligned. And I'm also using the sentiment, I think it says Bear Hugs Enclosed or something like that. You'll see it when I stamp. So that's the first composition. For the second one, I'm using these 2 little teddy bears, and I want to also make sure that one of them is holding a box of chocolates and the other one is holding a lolly in her hand. So that's my second composition here, and for that I'm going to use I think this is You Are My Person. That's the sentiment for this card. And then for the third one, I'm going to just use the single bear, and I'm also going to use this cluster of heart balloons, and I want to make it look as if he's holding these heart balloons, and then a sentiment which reads Happy Valentine's Day. Now I've shown you 3 different ideas here to make a card, and they're really simple and you can easily mass produce them, and you can, even if it is last minute. Now I've also taken a greeting card, open card from that stamp set, and have stamped it separately on another cardstock, and I'll show you in a bit what I'm going to do with that here. And again, as I said, ignore that it's a small short mailbox. We will make it tall in a minute. And so I'm going to just go ahead and position the stamps the way I want it. And as I said, this is a mass producing card which you can easily mass produce, and a stamping tool would really help to do mass producing. And you can see there, sorry I missed telling you that, I added a tape before I could stamp in that place where I did not want it to be completely stamped, and then I inked it up, and then I removed the tape and I stamped it. So you can see that the mailbox there is not complete, so it's like it's a short stump there, and we'll extend that in a bit. So I've gone ahead and stamped all the elements right now, and it's once you place the elements on the MISTI or on your stamping tool, it makes it easy for you to keep stamping it again and again in the same place on different pieces of cardstocks. I hope that makes sense. So that makes it easy for you to do mass production. And here you can see I've gone ahead and extended that just using a black pen, Copic friendly pen, because I'm going to use Copic markers. Now, coloring is going to be so simple because, as I said, this is not a complicated and detail oriented cards. These are very simple cards, so I just want to make the coloring too very simple. I have used 2 shades in certain images, but you can definitely get away with just using 1 color for each image. You don't have to use 2 different colors. I will put all the colors that I've used in the description box down below, so you can just follow along as to how I'm coloring. Nothing too complicated here. True story, long time back when my daughter was she was in her 3rd grade elementary school, and she came to me just before the Valentine's Day, maybe a couple of weeks before, and she said, Mom, I'm too big to take Valentine's Day cards for my friends this year, so I really don't want to make please don't make me any cards, and because I'm a really big girl. So I said, that's all right, honey, I understand. And so I let it be. 2 days before Valentine's Day, she comes to me on the 12th and she says, Mom, I have changed my mind. Can you please make me some Valentines? Because I do have a couple of good friends that I would really like to give these cards to. So if you have a child like that who would really want a Valentine's Day card 2 days before Valentine's, these cards are the ones that you can easily whip up. Again, as I said, I'm showing you 3 different designs. using the same stamp set, and you can choose which one is the fastest one, but honestly every one of them was really fast, and you can mass produce them. So going back to the coloring, you can see here I'm just using two colors on and on again. I'm just adding a brown shade to this mailbox here. Sorry about this. Here I've used three colors, but that was my bad because I chose the wrong brown, and that was the reason. But I would actually go with the second color that I used and the third color, that is this one here, so that makes it two colors. So when I put it in the description box below, I will put those two colors that I said. So you can see I've grounded those elements with green underneath by just adding a green grass and just putting some flicks to show as if there is grass. And then I also want to show a background, like a blue sky or a blue background. So all I'm doing is, again, I'm taking two blue Copic markers and very lightly adding a haze behind some of those elements, just to kind of create that little scene. And that's pretty much it. So that first one is done. And also, as I said, I stamped the greeting card in a different paper, in different cardstock. I'm just going to go ahead and color that. This is so easy to fussy cut. There is no coordinating die for the stamp sets, but this particular thing, so I've chosen the easiest one to fussy cut. So this is just straight lines using your scissors and cutting, and it's really easy to do so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on that bear as if he's reading that little greeting card, sitting by the mailbox, because he's so excited. He was so excited he didn't even want to go into his house. He just decided to read it right there. And so I'm just going to pop that up in his hands. And that's pretty much it. That's the first one. For the second one here, as we discussed earlier, I'm going to use these two different teddy bears. One as if he's giving a box of chocolates to his friend. And I will also go ahead and add a lolly in the other bear's hand in a minute. Here you will see that, you can see that right there. And it's okay to stamp it directly, because we will do some we'll pop that lolly up in a minute, so that thing will cover up and it won't show that it is just directly stamped. And you can see I did exactly the same thing. I colored it the same way, nothing too complicated, just easy coloring. And then I also stamped the box of chocolate in a different cardstock, and I'm adding colors, brown and for the box and the red for the ribbon. Here I didn't even use two different colors, I just one solid color, and it's perfectly fine, because if this is for the little kids you want to give, they don't care about shading and stuff like that. It just need to be cute and something that's nice to see, and some nice sentiments that make sense for them. And so that was the second card. And for the third one here, I am stamping the bear, and I'm also going to add the cluster of balloons. Now again, we're going to do a little bit of change here. So you can see the cluster, the tie of the balloon will come on his hair. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to only stamp the balloons and not the string, so that way we can extend the string just using a black pen. And you can see there I've added it, and the string is halfway there. And then before I add the strings, I'm going to just go ahead and add the sentiment. And here you can see adding the string as if the string is holding the balloon, and the balloon is behind, like it's gone behind him because it's helium, probably it's flying up. Again, the balloons, I'm coloring them with one solid colors, no shading, nothing. I'm just using red, aqua and pink, and that's pretty much it. You can see I'm using the blue color or the aqua color here, and then I will go ahead and use the pink for the third balloon. Now tell me, isn't that really simple and easy? And it's so fast. And I think each of these cards took me, once I had the first one done, after that it was a breeze. I probably would have taken maybe 5 to 6 minutes to make one card. But when you have different things already pre-stamped and pre-colored, like you can do them all in one sitting, and then you can put them all together in one sitting. And now I just want to embellish this a bit, so I'm just going to add some glitter on certain elements, like those hearts out there, the heart balloon, just because this is basically a one layer card, almost one layer card. So I just want to add a few details, and then I'm just taking a white gel pen and I'm adding some white highlights. My white gel pen was acting up, so pardon my white highlights don't look that great, but if you use a good white gel pen, I promise you they will really really stand out. And then I'm just adding a little bit of a highlight on their noses as well. And then I'm taking this clay hearts that I have in my stash, and I'm going to add a sprinkling of red, white and pink hearts around them, just to kind of give that a little scene where there is love all around, the feeling of love all around, the blissful feeling of love. I hope it makes sense. And as I said, these tiny little details really really add to a very simple card. And then I'm just taking this red cardstock, which I've already pre-folded and pre-scored to create a top folding card, and I'm just going to adhere them directly onto them, just using glue. I'm not using any foam, nothing, just using glue, and I'm just going to adhere them to the card base. And here you can see the three cards, and here are the close-up of the cards that I created. And I really hope you enjoyed this card making video, and I inspired you to make some really quick and easy Valentine's Day card. Hope to see you next time. Stay blissful until then. Bye bye.